max bet today.
If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me.
Whoop. Make me say, my. I done been around the world.
Yeah, I was made for this.
Player Performance with J.A. Cavalier.
What's up, guys? We're back here on Tuesday. MLB Player Performance, the show where we break down every MLB game on the slate. Coach, he got you guys a big best bet win last night with the Orioles F5 money line. Cash that, giddy up, book it. Hey, I show up. I got shredded by last night's card. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got dominated. Nestor Cortez, insanely bad first inning, just a complete fluke where he allowed 3 dingers. Yep. We take L's on the chin here, though. We don't hide from them. I show up, I show out. And as Coach always says, we keep swinging. Trust the numbers. We're back at it today, and I love the card. We have free picks in every game. Let's get you guys to the window early and often. MLB Player Performance starts now.
I live the bright lights, the type, the crowd likes. Where you at, ballers? Ladies love me and men, they wanna be me, they pay to come see me. Where you at, ballers?
We're starting it now. We're fired up. Coach, before we jump into Tigers Astros, anything, summary, what went well yesterday, what didn't go well, any comments?
I saw somebody in the chat, something about the Dodgers, and, that didn't go as planned. Yamamoto, what was not to like about him? But as I did say, that was a tough game to find value in because Dodgers were favored by, such a big number. And you're going to see it today. It's the same kind of deal. I did like the call on Baltimore last night, though. I mean, that played out as called.
That was beauty.
I mean, that was, God, what a great pick. So anyway, let's keep moving. Let's move on. Let's get our swings in today.
Yeah, solid stuff. And even on that game, it just wasn't my day because I told you guys to fade Jaron Duran. He was hitless, and of course, in the 9th inning on the bullpen, meaningless game, he covers his line. So just not my day. Let's jump right to it. We got Astros Tigers. This is a matchup of 2 Cy Young contenders, legitimately 2 of the top few Cy Young contenders in the American League. It's Hunter Brown. It's Tariq Skubal. Tigers favored at -160 on the money line. Total at 7.5. Yeah. I like a lot of things Skubal in this game, despite him getting rocked a bit his last 2 outings. Home run ball is his weakness lately. 4 dingers his last 3 games, very unlike him. Tonight at home, I think he keeps it in the park and pitches well. What do you have here, Coach? How can we bet it? What's the best value?
So if you were here yesterday and listened to our take on Toronto and Pittsburgh, I think this game is very, very similar. You have 2 elite pitchers who, like you mentioned, Skubal he's gotten dinged up a little bit with the home runs over the last 4 games. And Hunter Brown actually had a stretch where, I couldn't back him for, 3-4 games or so. So both these guys come in with some questions, but they've also pitched well collectively all season. The thing to note here, and I've mentioned this before on the show, and I don't know if anybody remembers or pays attention, but Hunter Brown is from Detroit. He is from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, which is right up the road from Detroit. It's the city where my wife was born as well. And
shout out to Mrs. Coach.
Mrs. Coach in the house. But Hunter Brown's going to have, this is a home game for him, really. He's going to have a contingent of fans that are going to be there. This is the team that he grew up loving. He went to Wayne State, which literally you can walk out of Comerica Park, walk down the street, Wayne State's right there. That's where he played his college baseball. He's pitched 3 times at Comerica Park. I'm not sure the stats for each game, but overall against Detroit, his 5 total starts, and he's 3-0, and his ERA is below 3. He's got good numbers against some Tigers hitters. He's pitched well in his last few games. Skubal, as you mentioned, he had some trouble with the dingers, but at home he's been really, really good. 8-1, 2.55 ERA, 13 starts. So, a lot of decisions there. Since it is similar to last night's game, I like the under. I think both these pitchers are going to pitch well. They're going to duel, and the total goes under. This morning I looked. I had it at 7. It went to 6.5. It's back to 7.5 now. I still like it. I played it at 7. So at 7.5, I'll take that.
Give me the extra half run. I like it.
Yeah, I'll take that all day. And then I'm going to two things. One, Hunter Brown strikeouts prop. Saw it at 5.5, maybe at 6.5. I don't know. It's one of those deals again, like yesterday I asked you about. I'll let you take that. But the last thing I'll mention, and remember from yesterday, I brought this up, and I did play it. I liked Toronto in the first 5 plus a half run because they were the underdog. I felt the game would be close early because of the two pitchers. I like it again tonight. Houston, first 5 plus a half run, just because it's a game where I think it's 0-0, 1-1. Last night it was 2-2, Toronto-Pittsburgh after the 5th inning, and the Blue Jays covered. So I like that again in this game as well as the full game under.
My picks align with Coach. So I do like the under here as well. One thing that I think we can add on here is the fact that the Astros offense has been abysmal. Are they good on the season? Yes. But the last 2 games, they haven't scored a single run, and they've been shut out. That's 0 runs in 3 of the last 4 games. So not an offense. Well, I guess the moral of the story is you don't want to face Tariq Skubal as your get-right game on offense. It's just not what you want to do. So I have similar correlating picks here. It's all favoring the under, so I like under 7.5, like Coach said. I like under 1.5 earned runs for Skubal. I really do. I know it's even money, and that gives him room to allow a dinger. Like he can still allow one. I think he either shuts him out or limits him to 1 run in this. But one of my top looks in this game is absolutely the hits allowed. It's been kind of juiced up throughout the day, but I hammered it this morning at under 5.5 for Skubal. I think he keeps him in check. 6 hits is a lot. I know he's allowed it before, but give me the under all day on that. I think it's a lock and load spot. Let's bounce back. Anything else, Coach?
Do we have a situation where we have a nerfy? Somebody asked.
It was so juiced. I couldn't get to it.
That's what I thought.
Let me again, unless it changed, we can always check live. That's what we do on the show. We discuss things live. Let me see what the bet is live time. We've got. I kind of stayed away from the nerfy today. I didn't see a lot that I liked on the card. It's minus 175. So I couldn't get there, but not a bad look. So let's in the interest of time, again, we're going to try and get you out of here top of the hour. We're going to move on. It's Cardinals. It's Marlins. Kind of a weird matchup here. It's, McGreevy versus Cabrera. Nothing I love in this pitching matchup. If I had to side with anything, it's got to be Cabrera for the Marlins. I'm just going to give my quick offensive prop, and then we'll throw it to you, Coach, for the game overview. Troy Johnston. If you don't know the name, it's not a household name, and you should fade him. He's on the Marlins. Go under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Just not a guy that I would back by any means. Probably going to hit 7th or 8th in the lineup. McGreevy's no stud, but I just don't think Troy Johnston is going to get it done today. I loved the value on his under combo stat line. Not a name you've heard of, but doesn't matter. We get to the window anyways. Coach, what do you like here?
Like you said, it's weird. Last night you look at how it planned out. Played out what we talked about. Cardinals win 8-3. It wasn't just a 1-run. Like they beat the shit out of them. It was 8-3. So. Kind of weird. Miami definitely with the pitching advantage here. Cabrera, I've liked him all season. Share a stat with you for a minute while I look for something. There it is. All right. So every Cabrera, 2 earned runs or less in 15 of his 21 starts. He did struggle in his last start, but it was on the road. Pitches better at home. Since May 1st, he's been outstanding. It's why I thought he'd be traded, but he stays in Miami. His ERA since May 1st, 2.57. He does have a start against St. Louis. It was at the end of July, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Unfortunately, I think I backed Marlins in the first 5 in that game. They didn't cover, and they lost the game to Andre Palante. So best way to get after this, maybe, one of 2 ways. You got to lean towards Miami, and it's just because of Cabrera. But you can get Cabrera for a win, which, take it for what
I like that.
Yeah, he's got I'd have to look and see, but I forget how many decisions he has. But you can get his to win prop. I think it's plus 140. The other thing that I saw that I probably like better is actually McGreevy. If you don't know who he is, he only has 8 starts. He's given up 6 or more hits in 7 of those 8 starts, including the last 6 in a row. And his hits prop is actually at 5.5.
I did see that as well.
Usually it's, pitchers usually around 4.5. So it's at 5.5. And it, I forget what the pricing was, but I kind of like that better than Cabrera's win.
Like to go over?
Go over 5.5 hits just because Miami's at home.
I had that circled as a lean. I had him projected for like 6 point something hits. So look at that as another lean. Love it, Coach. Sharp stuff. Not one of my favorite games, so we're going to keep moving on. The next one, it's a great game again. Blue Jays at Pirates. Last night, we got Gausman and Skeens. Absolute great game. Pirates money line paid us really nicely last night, as both Coach and I predicted. But Skeens did not get enough strikeouts. He got too many strikeouts. I did not see him 8 Ks coming against that Blue Jays lineup. Tonight, another phenomenal pitching matchup. It's Max Scherzer, Mitch Keller. Coach, do the Jays bounce back here against Mitch Keller? What do we think?
Yeah, I think so. It's a pitching mismatch. Even though Scherzer's, like 85 years old, he's still he can still bring it, and he's really starting to come into a groove. He's got 4 straight quality starts. He pitched 7 innings in 2 of those games. I mean, God, he's 41 years old, 84 plate appearances against current Pirates hitters, 37% strikeout rate.
That's really high.
That's crazy. Yeah. So he's gonna whiff a lot of dudes because we all know Pittsburgh just, they're not very good at the plate. I know in his career, a lot of these starts are from years ago, but he has 13 starts against Pittsburgh, 5-2 record, 2.79 ERA. You can see where this is going, right? So I think the Blue Jays bounce back with a win, but I also kind of like the under again. Mitch Keller's kind of sneaky. Not great numbers, but that's because he plays for Pittsburgh. 5-11 overall with an ERA over 4. But when he's at home, his ERA is under 4. And if you take, I think his last start at home, he went 5 2/3. But that 1/3 of an inning, he's 1/3 of an inning shy of 6 straight quality starts at home. So that's 6 innings, 3 earned runs. So you look at his starts collectively for the season, he has 25, 15 of them ended up on the under. Can he limit a Toronto lineup? That's a question that we'll have to wait and see tonight. But I think they can go under. But I definitely back the Blue Jays to win this game tonight.
I love it. We're on Toronto. You mentioned the strikeouts. For anyone that isn't familiar, you said 37%, right?
Yep.
37% K rate is redonkulous. I mean, I would say a good pitcher is probably like 25 to 30%. 37 is like astronomical. So for that reason, I actually like Scherzer's over 5.5 strikeouts. I think he ends with about 6 or 7 tonight. So I have a lean on Scherzer's over 5.5, which aligns with Coach's play. And Guns is in the chat. What up, Guns?
Giddy up. Big 12 preview. That's tonight, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's tonight. We'll record that tonight. We'll have the Big 12 preview out. ACC preview coming later in the week. And then we're off and running. College football starts on Saturday. Giddy up.
And I cannot wait to get some NFL shows in us. We are on to the next game. It is the New York Mets. It is the Washington Nationals NL East battle for the Mets to try and right their own ship, to try and make Burnsy a happy man. This is a stay away game for me. I did not like anything in the prop market. I literally don't have a free play, lean, or VIP pick in this game. So, Coach, let me know. But it's a hard pass for me. It's David Peterson. It's Jake Irvin. Just nothing that the numbers showed that I could get behind substantially here. So,
what are you going to find? So, do you trust the Mets? No,
it would be hard to
trust the Nationals. You trust Jake Irvin with a ridiculous ERA, and then even more ridiculous expected ERA. Like there's just so here. I'll lay this out there. I'm not playing anything. No way. I'm on a hard pass. But if you like the Mets, right? If you like the Mets, which is hard to get behind.
That's a big if right now.
It's minus 200 on the road, right? David Peterson, he's a guy that I don't know. He just keeps doing it. His expected ERA is like 1.5 points higher than his ERA, and He's shown some regression lately because he's walked a lot of dudes. But if you like the Mets minus 200, which no one likes because of the price, then you got to lay 1.5. Okay, do you like the Mets minus 1.5? Whatever it is, right? If you like the Mets, the best way to go about it, take David Peterson for a win. It's really the only thing that you can do that really makes sense, and here's why. David Peterson has 10 career starts against the Mets, 7 decisions, 6-1 with a 2.64 ERA. One of those games was earlier this year. He pitched a complete game shutout. It was at home.
I did see that. Yeah.
If you like the Mets, that's really the only way that you can play this.
We'll leave it at that. And at that, I'd say sprinkle, because like this just a tough game. So sounds like both Coach and I want to just get to the better games on the card. So let's do just that. It is Seattle. It is Philadelphia. Last night, holy hell, Philly came out the gates swinging. Again, I tell you when I'm wrong. Logan Gilbert got absolutely slaughtered early last night.
Right.
That's okay. I think tonight's game, I have one of my top looks in this game. We get Bryce Miller versus Christopher Sanchez. If you guys haven't tuned into the show much, Sanchez is one of my favorite pitchers in the big leagues because of his efficiency. This is a great stat, Coach. He's gone 6+ innings in 13 straight starts. I honestly should look at the history behind that. I mean, in the olden days, of course, guys went a distance all the time, but nobody else is even close this season to that. I mean, it's mind-boggling how efficient he is. So I have a max bet that involves this game. I'm not going to give it away. Suffice it to say, it's a 75-star max bet. All my other VIP plays, it's about 4 to 10 props per day. Rest of my MLB season is just $99. Link in description below. And of course, you can also find Coach's package. It's a max bet hitting at Coach has the numbers, but he's hit at 65%ish all year.
Yeah.
So $49 for that. If he doesn't cash for you, season free on his as well.
Yeah.
Just some really good stuff in the description. Reach out to us if you have questions. I'm always in the DMs. For those of you that are loyal, I love bantering and talking to you guys in the DMs. So don't be shy. Would love to meet you. Anything for you in this Coach? Wow. Anything for you in this game, Coach?
Well, you mentioned Sanchez, and that's really why you got to back Philly. Earlier today, it was minus 180. I think it's juiced up over 200 now.
It is. It's 210. Yep.
So you probably don't want to, unless you're okay with that. I think Philly wins because of Sanchez. You brought out the stat with his outs. How about this one? 19 of 24 starts this season, 2 earned runs or less. He's going to walk out and give you 6 innings of 2 earned run baseball.
It's crazy. Because for how many innings he's pitched, you'd think he'd at least allow some runs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then Bryce Miller on the other side, great season last year. Seattle really has a great pitching staff. Too bad that, a couple guys got hurt. But Miller's coming back from an injury. Before the injury, not so great, 2-5, 5.73 ERA. He did a couple rehab starts. I saw his numbers from those. He pitched 13 1/3 innings. ERA is a little bit over 4. His very last start was probably the best, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. But he did give up 4 homers, which is kind of, I don't know if I want to get behind him or Seattle at all. But Sanchez is the guy to ride. He's just been phenomenal as of late. And for all the times that we talk about how the Phillies can't do this or can't do that, and most of it's on the road, but they're 10-5 in their last 15 games. They pounded the ball yesterday. I'll get behind Philly. I don't like the run line, and I did get it this morning at minus 180. So I don't know if you're into paying that price for a money line, but
I just they're such a Jekyll and Hyde team this year. They're like they'll lose games and get shut out for really no reason, and then they'll be good. I feel like it's a Philly spot, like you said.
I've mentioned this too. I just saw it somewhere. I think it was an Athletic. I was reading something. They do their power rankings in MLB, and your Brewers were number 1. This was I think it was just last week, and the Phillies were actually number 2.
Really?
I was like, what?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it sometimes,
Exactly. Yep.
But so moral of the story: find a way to back Christopher Sanchez in this game. I really, if that's a hint at my top play, Otherwise, hop on. We're happy to have you on the VIP team as well. Anyone that's here for the free plays, we love you just as much. Please like and subscribe below. We do this every day. If it's not Coach Rye, it's Shark and Guns, or it's a combo of other cappers. Depending on the sport and the season, we come at you guys every day of the week live. On to the next game. We are going Orioles at Red Sox American League matchup, Fenway Park. Shout out to the coach again, hitting us with his best bet yesterday. Orioles F5 money line. Tonight, Red Sox are favored. -145 is the current live line. Over under 9.5. Feels like an over line to me. Coach, what are you looking at? Is it Orioles? Is it Red Sox bounce back? What do you like?
Yeah, I don't particularly like either side just because I don't like either pitcher. You know, which guy you going to trust? Sagano, we've mentioned him a zillion times. Somehow he's 10-5. Like, how in the hell do you get to 10-5? 4+ ERA. His expected ERA is almost 6. It's like 5.7 something. It's ridiculous. He doesn't strike a lot of guys out, but I'll give him credit because he limits hard contact. So that's how he's doing it. Walker Buehler was just awful early in the season. Then he had a stretch where, he pitched okay. But then his last start, he gave up, 2 homers. He walked 4 guys, gave up 4 earned runs, So I'm not going to trust either of those two, but I'll trust them both to give up some runs.
Yes.
So I do, with the line at 9.5, I do like the over, but I would lean on the Baltimore Orioles team total, which you can get at 3.5. It's like -145 this morning. It's probably a little bit more now, but they've scored 4 or more runs in 6 straight games. I mean, they've been hitting the ball pretty well. I think they're in kind of that mode where it's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. We're just going to go out and play, because they're not going to playoffs or anything, but they're just going to go out and swing and see what happens. And they've scored 4 or more in 15 of the last 21 games against the Red Sox. And we're at Fenway, where we know that the average game sees about 10 runs. So I think Baltimore can get to 4.
I love it. My play slightly correlates. I actually have this circled as the Nerfy Yerfy. This is the Yerfy. This is runs first inning. With these two pitchers and Fenway, it has to be a run for me. I think someone either hits one off the green monster and they knock him in, or maybe it's a dinger, whatever it is. I do not think that Sugano and Buehler escape the first without a run in this game. So strong lean on the runs first inning for me. And Guns. I'm catching stray. My Brewers catching strays in the chat here. I will disagree with this truly for one reason. I think it's a great point. Cleveland and Oakland, they went on great win streaks a few years back and got knocked out right away. But those clubs didn't have that recent history in the playoffs with early exits. The Brewers have been early exits with really good records 4 times in the last 6 to 7 seasons. I think because of that, they're actually going to come in more ready than ever. Young guns, nothing to lose. I would look out. I have them definitely not being eliminated in the first round. Of course, I'm a home fan, but I truly believe it. Other seasons was a little bit different. Let's move on. We'll get to the Brewers a little bit later, but we are going White Sox Braves. Let me just call this the Coach highlight reel today, huh, Coach? This was a game last night. You nailed it again for us. You said Strider's going to give up runs, and holy cow, he's a gas can, absolute dog water. Somehow one of the best arms in all of baseball has become useless on the bump. Tons of runs scored last night. We hit the over thanks to Coach. Are we to expect more of the same with Elder on the mound tonight for Atlanta?
It's hard to say no because, Elder, he's as much a gas can as Strider is, right? So this is kind of like rinse and repeat, I think. But the best play though, and it cashed last night too. Again, it's the White Sox in the first 5. You isolate Elder, who I know, I get it. He pitched a great game last time out. Awesome, good for him. It's just like Dustin May yesterday. Dustin May, pitched a great game prior. He didn't pitch that bad last night. They still lost. Shane Smith on the other side for the White Sox. If you don't know, his last 2 starts, he's been money. 10 innings pitched total. He only allowed 2 earned runs. He struck out 13 batters, and that's not against riffraff. That's against Seattle and Detroit. So I think he can do well against Atlanta. I don't know why the Braves are minus 175 here, but what do I know? I just know that Bryce Elder is going to give up some runs early, and I like the White Sox first 5 plus the half run because they just keep cashing it.
I'm not straying from that either. That's what I had circled here. Yes,
yeah.
it feels like a Braves line because it's so heavy. I don't think it's for good reason. I mean, I'm even going to sprinkle on the Sox money line at plus 140. It's hard not to. I know Elder had that good start, but it's just hard to see it continuing. So,
most of the starts are terrible. So,
yeah, I'm with you, Coach. I'm fully aligned. I don't have any props in this game in particular. If you were going to look at someone, I didn't mind Vargas for the White Sox. Hits, runs, RBIs. I would go. Actually, I'm going to make that an official free play. I'm going to write it down, add it to the list. But it's Vargas for the White Sox over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I liked it a lot this morning. I just didn't have time to deep dive on that one. But let's see. He's batting second. If anyone doesn't know the name, it's Miguel Vargas, and he's almost hitting 300 this month. Last night he was 2 for 5. So a guy that's just seeing the ball well against Elder. Really solid look there on the offensive prop market.
Like it.
Keeping it moving. We got Yankees at Rays. This is a new series, AL East matchup rivalry. Coming into the season, this point in August, you'd think this would have been a series that you'd have circled. Like both these teams are performing better, possibly huge playoff implications. At this point, both teams just need to win pretty badly. So different setup than I would have thought, but it's Carlos Rodon. It's Shane Baz. What do you have in this game, Coach? Are you targeting anything?
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit to like. Carlos Rodon, the Yankees have won 3 of his last 4 starts. He's typically going to give you 2 earned runs or less type of outing. He's done that 15 of his 25 starts. He's got 12 wins, season ERA 3.25. He's got good numbers against Tampa Bay. Back in April, pitched against them, 6 innings, no runs. Then you look at the Rays. How do they hit lefties? Well, not very good lately. 218 over the last month. Then you take a look at Shane Baz. If you remember way back, I don't know, May, June, somewhere, we're talking about Baz. His ERA is gigantic, and he's winning all these games anyway. Well, then all of a sudden, his ERA still sucks, and now they lose, 6 of his last 7. So it's Yankees or bust here. I mean, I like him in the first 5 just because of Rodon. Rodon was and probably still up near the top 15 as far as profitable first 5 pitchers. But they've won 4? I think they're 4-0-2 in the last 6 games, first 5 money line. And they're still profitable for the season. And then the other thing I like is just their team total. I don't know why it's 3.5. I mean, they're playing in the Little League Park there, and there's some Yankees that have some pretty good numbers against Shane Baz. They've scored 4 runs or more in three straight, 5 of their last 6. 65% of their games this season. I think they get to 4 runs and they get a win, and especially at first 5 win.
Love it. I don't have a real solid take in this game. All my strong takes are at the latter end of this card for the most part. But if anything, I would take Caminero. I've been preaching his name kind of the second half of the season. Junior Caminero for the Rays. I know Rodon's probably going to have a pretty good outing, but he leads the team in RBIs, leads the team in home runs with 35 dingers, and he's hitting 293 month of August. So just a really solid look at 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at almost even money. So give me Caminero over 1.5 on the combo stat line for my official free play in that game. And we keep it rolling. Athletics at the Twins. Another new series freshly opening up here. It is Jacob Lopez, the lefty, versus Joe Ryan at home. I think this is an interesting one. I'm going to give a take and then dish it to you, Coach.
Yep.
If you guys don't know Jacob Lopez, he's been really, really solid. I actually like the way he pitches. Super underrated because he's on the Athletics, not getting a lot of pub. I'm a huge fan of his. And then I just like Joe Ryan against this A's lineup because they're not playing in the small park. They're playing in Minnesota and at the Target Field. And I love the under. 8.5 is where I got it this morning. I'm personally betting this one. I love the under here. I think it's like a 4-2 game, maybe 4-3, something like that. But I love the under. Just going to leave it at that. Does that align with anything you see, Coach?
The stars are aligned. Love the under. Really love Jacob Lopez, but I'm going to throw you a curveball too. So we're calling for the deuce, and we're going to throw the curveball. So I do like the under because you got two pitchers here that are they're both studs. Joe Ryan, 12-5, sub-3 ERA. He's been great lately since July 1st. Again, sub-3 ERA, 4-2. What you don't know probably is Jacob Lopez. So Jacob Lopez since June 8th, he's made 12 starts. The A's are 10-2 in those starts. In 7 out of those 12, Lopez, no runs. In that stretch, he is 6-2. His ERA is 2.09. He's got 77 strikeouts in 63 2/3. And he's gone up against some pretty decent, opponents. It's not like he's, tearing up Colorado and Pittsburgh and some of these others. But if you, add him in with Ryan, like it's a definite under, right? So if that game is going to be very close between these two starting pitchers, what's not to like about I'd like to call them the Oakland A's, but what's not to like about the A's first 5 plus a half run?
Okay.
Now I'm going to throw it out there because just like Toronto, Pittsburgh yesterday, and then Houston, Detroit today, the A's are a dog here, and they've got a solid pitcher, and the other team has a solid pitcher, and this game's going to be 1-1, 2-2, maybe it's 0-0 after 5, and that's a cover for the A's. And you know where the A's cover in the first 5? On the road.
On the road.
They're better. They're a better team on the road. In road games this season, 36-27 on the first 5 run line. That's in the top 2, 3, 4 teams in MLB. And then they're 7-3 on the first 5 run line their last 10 games. So I like the A's first 5 plus a half run and the game to go under, obviously, if it's still at 8.5.
Love it. So we love and I love the under as well. So those are 2 really good bets in this game. I think both of those could easily hit tonight. We got how many games left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games left.
Let's go.
Not much more than 10 or 15 minutes. So let's roll. It's Rangers Royals. This is another good pitching matchup. Last night, I told you guys this was one of my top undertakes. That did cash. It was 4-3 with the total being 9.5. So we went under there fairly easily. So that was a good win for us. I'm gonna say it again. I like the under here, but where I really like it is Merrill Kelly. I know he's been kind of a hit or miss with some walks lately and some command issues, but his earned run line of 2.5 at even money is simply way too good a value. It's gone under so many times this season. I'm going to take it again. It's -1 at 10 odds. Give me Merrill Kelly under 2.5 earned runs against one of the worst offenses in the major leagues in the Royals. I don't care if it's on the road. I like him to go under this. I don't think KC puts up 3 or more in the first 5 or 6 innings. So,
yeah.
What do you like, Coach?
That'll correlate because Kelly's pitched well on the road too. Most of his season was with Arizona, but he goes on a road start, like he's going to get you that 2 earned runs or less more often than not. His road ERA is 3.06. So I think he pitches well. Seth Lugo, you mentioned you like the matchup. Lugo's got great numbers. If you look on paper, he's 8-6, 3.77. But another guy with an xERA that's high, his FIP, 4.88. So whatever he's doing is unsustainable. And you started to see that over the last couple games. I think it's his last 2. He's given up 4 home runs, 6 walks, and 13 earned runs. So this is a situation where it's got to be Texas or nothing.
Love it. Texas or nothing. And the under for Merrill Kelly specifically. I had the Brewers-Cubs game 2 penciled next, but we're just going to bypass it. We don't know how game 1 is going to end up. It's Cubs 5-2 right now live in the top of the 6th inning. We'll see how that pans out. We're not going to speculate. Unless, Coach, do you have anything you love?
If it pans out as a Cubs win, I think I'd jump on the Brewers just because Woodruff's going to pitch for them.
I like it. That's where I would lean as well. And it's looking like a Cubs win first game, but Brewers come from behind team a lot lately. So We'll see how that pans out. So we're going to skip ahead. Dodgers at Rockies. This was an interesting game last night. Of course, Rockies come from behind and walk it off in surprising fashion, of course, against Yamamoto and company. Good news, though. I did cash the Freeland prop under 7.5 hits last night. Went 1-2 in that game. I'm going to give you a prop. Throw it over to Coach. I know these are not popular public plays, but like I really love Austin Gomber's earned run line. 4.5 is ridiculous. I don't care who you are. It's the Dodgers at Coors Field. The public's not going to be betting anything Colorado unless it's maybe like a plus 3.5 run line. And Gomber's expected pitch count is only 78 to 81. Like if he allows 5 earned runs in that pitch count, he's doing something really wrong, which it could happen. Of course, anything can happen, but that value is way too good for me. I'm going under 4.5 earned runs for Gomber. Going to cash another Rockies prop for you guys tonight, hopefully. Coach, you can laugh at that one, but is there anything you're targeting?
I'm laughing because it's awesome. I mean,
it's just crazy, right?
You get a starting pitcher in the major leagues and you get his earned run line at 4.5.
Right. I will take the under for almost anybody.
Yeah, and even if he's trash, and Gomber, really, if you look, I mean, his numbers are not great. What is he?
I know that, yeah.
He's like 0-6. His ERA is probably 5 or 6. I don't know. But,
yep. So nobody really looks to that play.
No,
but I don't like it.
Yeah, and I actually see those kind of things. I kind of look for them because I like, you find an earned run prop that's kind of out of whack and take advantage of it. So I do like that. Hard to get behind anything in this game again. Especially after yesterday, I did like Yamamoto, blew it. They didn't cover in the first 5 either, sucks, whatever. Moving on, right? Emmett Sheehan actually has some Coors Field experience, but, still has an ERA over 4. Can you get to the over here? I don't know, maybe. If I played anything, probably be the Rockies team total. It's at 3.5, decent price. They've been playing well lately. I mean, they scored 4 runs in 7 of their last 10 games.
Look at us go! We are the Rockies boys.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll get a sponsorship from them or something. Who knows?
Is Helton still playing?
yeah. Todd Helton coming out of the retirement to start.
I'm just joking. We like Gomber under. We like Rockies team total as some good quality leans there.
Yeah.
Let's cruise right on. Reds, Angels. Last night, again, this is another dub for us. I cashed De La Cruz on the combo stat line, going over 1.5. Reds took the game last night. I think slightly surprising in terms of Coach and I saying the spot wasn't necessarily a red spot. For that reason, I actually do lean Angels money line here. I didn't have any props that I absolutely loved. Pitching matchup: Hunter Green, Kyle Hendricks, 2 veterans. Green, really nasty stuff. Coming back from injury, has had a surprisingly really rapidly good start to his comeback. I expected a slower start because he can walk guys from time to time.
Yeah.
And Hendricks, he has numbers against everyone. This veteran in the Reds lineup has dominated him historically. 340 opponent batting average, so that's noteworthy. Despite that, I feel like there's still some value on LA. But are you seeing that, or talk me out of it?
No, I'm actually going to talk you into it. I actually see the same thing, and probably because of what happened last night. But I like the Angels plus 1.5 yesterday. I like it again. I mean, I don't. I'm not necessarily sold on the money line just because the Angels bullpen's so bad. But Angels plus 1.5. I know it's not a popular pick. Hunter Green is a stud pitcher. You said it. He had a great first start after his injury, 6 innings, no earned runs. I think they beat didn't they beat Cincy, or sorry, Philly.
Yep.
That game, yeah. So I mean, he's solid. However, on the other end, the Los Angeles Angels, like, they hit power pitchers like Hunter Green. So this is going to be a game where. And I'll let you talk. Maybe you can mention something about Hunter Green's strikeout prop, because I think it's going to be Angels either strike out or they hit dingers.
Yeah,
like they're just going to hit home runs and he hasn't given up all that many home runs this year, but he really hasn't pitched all that much either. But if you take his homer per 9, it is 1.23, which if you're above 1, that's kind of, you give up, it's not terrible, but I think the Angels can get to him for a dinger or two. Hendricks on the other side, I know you mentioned him and his terrible numbers. And if his ERA is almost 5, but I'm going to throw this out. Last 12 starts, the Angels found a way to win 7 of them. Don't know how. 8 of those games were 1-run games. They either won by 1 or they lost by 1. Angels, like I said, power team. They're 4th in the majors in homers. They're 6th in isolated power. Hit a lot of home runs. They are on the run line this season. They are 66 and 59. They're in the top 5 or 6 or so in run line covers, and they've covered 7 of their last 10 on the run line at home. So I'm going to back the Angels, and I think they can get to Hunter Green.
Love it. I'll just hit on what Coach said strikeout wise. Green's prop did move from 6.5 to 7.5 for strikeouts. So I can't get there because 7.5 is a lot. What I do like is what Jacob just said in the chat. I actually like fading Green on his outs prop for a couple reasons. The first is he can walk batters. His let me check the live line. His walks prop was like 2.5 this morning, I think, which is insane. It's 2.5 on DraftKings in some spots. In Hard Rock, it's 1.5 juice to the over. So like they expect Green to possibly walk guys, labor, pitch out of the stretch, and also like what Coach said, he's going to strike out guys. So like that takes a lot of pitches. Oftentimes you're in full count and you're striking out guys out. So I love under 17.5 outs. Jacob, great call. That's actually going to be my last official free pick in this game. And it's plus money right now. It's plus 105. So give me that plus money ticket. I absolutely love it. On to the last, there's 2 games left. Whoops. I want to skip this one. Sorry, guys. Cleveland Guardians. I almost threw Bernsey for a loop. Cleveland Guardians at D-backs. Last night we had the Guardians in a low-scoring 3-1 win against the D-backs. Tonight we get Tanner Bybee versus Rodriguez for the Diamondbacks. Appears to be more offense probably coming in this one, but I don't have anything I like. I did not get to the window on VIP or free picks in this game. Coach, is there anything you have circled? Otherwise, the last game is my favorite game of the night. So
right. The one thing that I do like, it's a play that we've mentioned here numerous times, and that's Arizona in the first 5. And you look at it and you're like, oh God, how can I back Eduardo Rodriguez? I know his numbers aren't great, but he did pit. It was his best start of the year last year, and at home recently. I know he had one start where he wasn't on, but pitched a good one against Houston. I think it was not the last home start, but the one before that. 6 innings without an earned run, and he's left-handed. And we know, like, Cleveland had a stretch where they hit well and they hit lefties, and that's great. But collectively, for the season, they've been terrible against lefties. And if you take their last 15 games against left-handers, they're batting just .226. So I think Rodriguez can do enough. But on the other side, I think Arizona can really get after Tanner Bybee, who, he's a solid pitcher, but man, his numbers just aren't great. Plus on the road, he's a trash bag.
He's actually in my top 5 list currently of most disappointing 2025s.
Oh yeah. I mean,
he's been really good his first couple of years, and just
he's like a guy you talk about, AL Cy Young, and he's just he's not there. So anyway, Arizona wins last night, makes them 5-2 in their last 7 against Cleveland at home. Cleveland's struggling on the road, 4-10 in their last 15. But the big thing, like I said, it's Arizona first 5, they just win. 65, 48, they got 12 pushes. And then at home, 37-19. It's a bet that continues to pay, and I'll take it again tonight.
Love it. That's D-backs, first 5. Money line, right, Coach?
Money line.
First 5 money line for Coach. I got nothing in this game for props. On to the last game. Last but not least, we go Giants against the Padres. NL West matchup. Last night, 4-3 win for San Francisco. Of course, Nasty Nestor let us down. All 4 runs for the Giants came in the first inning. This game features a top look for me. I'm just going to say I absolutely love this spot. I'm going to lead it with a free prop. It's Manny Machado over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Keep in mind, the Padres are facing Kai-Wei Tang. He has 3 starts this season. His last one was against these Padres last week, Wednesday. What did he do? Didn't even make it out of the second inning. 7 runs on 4 hits and 4 walks. Got absolutely shelled. That was at home. For him to go on the road now against San Diego, I think the Padres light it up in a bounce-back spot. And the other piece of this for me is Pavetta's pitching at home for the Padres. We know that story. We've talked about it all season. He has really good home numbers. And the Giants offense, they weren't good outside of the first inning last night. They had 3 dingers, then nothing else happened. It's all San Diego for me. So I love the Padres first 5 minus half a run, and Machado over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Top look for me. Anything for you in this one, Coach?
I actually like the same thing. It's like, what's not to like? Especially since it's a bounce back spot. So I like the Padres yesterday. That was the max bet. We lost, So what do you do? Well,
run it back.
You run it right back because it's Nick Pivetta. Like
in this spot, you really do though.
Yeah.
And I want to key that it's not chasing in this spot. This is a really, really very good spot outside of just the bounce back. So
yeah. And RMG RMG says Pivetta to record a win plus 100. I looked for that. I didn't see it earlier.
Neither did I.
Which is another clue as to the Padres are going to start just deal on the Giants. And if that is available, I'll consider taking it. But yeah, the Padres are great in the first 5, especially when they're at home. 32-27 on the first 5 run line, laying a half run. 7-3 in their last 10 at Petco. And it's Pivetta. Like Pivetta wins. He's got 12 wins on the season. So yeah, what's not to like about San Diego? And even the full game money, laying 1.5, that's worth consideration just because their bullpen's so good.
Yep, exactly. I think it's advantage Padres throughout. Any way you can get to the window with them, I am trying to tonight. So Coach and I all over San Diego. That's every game in a quick span. Thank you guys for hanging with us, but we're not leaving you without best bets. I will let Coach lead the way because he is coming off an Orioles F5 moneyline best bet. What do we got for the show?
I'm just going to address this because it was mentioned. I do now see Pivetta for a win at even money.
That is great value.
So I'm going to take that. We'll call that a best bet.
Coach is betting it right now.
We're doing it right now. I see it. Yeah, DraftKings. So, but the other one, I'll go back and play it again. It's the White Sox in Atlanta. Bryce Elder is going to be tonight's gas can. I'll throw up another picture on Telegram when he gives up 5 or 6 or 11 earned runs. And I like Chicago to cover the first 5 run line. So White Sox first 5 plus the half run.
Love it. That's White Sox first 5 plus the half run. Wow, excuse me. I am ready to roll. I'm super hyped about tonight because I want it to be a player prop. I'm all over the Padres. I just said that was maybe my favorite look of the night, but I want it to be a prop. I love Tariq Skubal tonight. It's under 5.5 hits allowed. I got it at minus 150. I know it's probably upwards of 170, 180, but that's good movement. So if you don't love that enough, go under 1.5 earned runs. I think he gets it done. I really do. Tough couple starts, but he's facing a struggling Astros offense. Love me Tariq Skubal tonight as the best bet. Can't leave without a book it and a
giddy up.
Giddy up, Coach. Any last words for the people until we will be back on Friday? I just want to remind you guys, it's Shark and the Gun. Guns picks coming at you tomorrow and Thursday. Coach and I will be back for Friday. Good vibes. Coach had a beer last Friday. I'm going to have one this Friday with you guys as well.
Yeah, we're going to fire them up. Yeah, we might even throw in a bourbon this Friday. We'll see what happens. I'll leave you with this. Like, we're still rolling away on baseball. We're still positive. Still hitting it, 58-ish% for the season. Best bets are about 60, or max bets about 62, 63. So it's a great season. We're doing well. But I'm really looking forward to college football. And as mentioned before, Guns and I, we're going to record our Big 12 preview tonight, ACC preview later this week. And then we're going to kick off the season Saturday with week 0. And
love it.
Coach Rick will have some picks for college football picks for week 0. So look for that. And I'll probably throw out a college football season special once again, just before the season to help kick it off.
Absolutely. Look out, guys. The Brewers are coming back as we speak. You guys said it in the chat. Someone betted at plus 900 live. Great bet live.
Yeah,
I
why
couldn't
wouldn't
do
you?
it. I couldn't do it because I was hosting, but phenomenal value. I hope you cash that ticket. As Coach said, football's coming. I do want to hit on one last point. Because of that, I don't entirely have an end date for this baseball show. At some point, we're going to transition, of course, to more NFL college football content. So it may only be 1 week, 2 weeks that we run this yet. So to be determined, we'll let you guys know. But we appreciate being with you throughout the summer. I'm so excited for football. Again, it's all love here, whether it's winning or losing. We do more of the winning, but we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Till Friday, it's Coach and Luke Shuey signing off. Thank you guys, and book it.
Giddy up.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my